All right, well, hello and welcome to this webinar today. My name is Kurt Nederveld. I am the CEO of Rainstar Capital Group. And if you're watching this presentation today, you obviously have an interest in joining us as a potential managing director. And so I'm excited to spend some time with you today, share with you what our company is all about, who we are, what we focus on, who we serve, and when it comes to interviewing or recruiting and such, really one of my biggest messages is making sure that's the right fit for both parties, right? And so what our goal in shooting this presentation today is really to give the individual that's interested in the managing director role kind of an overview of Rainstar Capital Group, what our expectations are, what the focus of our company is, and I'm excited to do this presentation. So a little bit about myself and our companies and our background. I got into the capital markets. Excuse me. I got in the capital markets about 7 years ago. I launched a marketing firm called Rainstar Marketing, and since our launch, we've been blessed to serve over 100 clients that have been primarily fund managers and direct lenders in the commercial real estate and the corporate finance environments. We have provided for our clients the last 7 years a whole different slew of marketing services, email marketing, PR news releases, CRM implementation. But what we're known for is running, LinkedIn marketing, for clients that drives lead generation for the purpose of their lending program. So LinkedIn has been a fantastic tool. I've built a personal network of over 26,000 contacts, primarily in merger acquisitions, private equity, commercial real estate, and the capital markets. And so it's been just a really fantastic tool because it allows you to connect and build out those relationships. And so a lot of the relationships that the marketing firm built the last 7 years are now translated over into what we do here at Rainstar Capital Group. And so Rainstar Capital Group, I had launched Rainstar Capital Group back in January of 2010. After advising so many of those clients, we made the decision to become our own fund manager. And so today, where we currently invest from our balance sheet is primarily into the distressed consumer debt and business debt markets. We have ran a private mortgage investment fund as well in the first couple of years. Where we were buying out portfolios of distressed mortgages and bulk REO packages up here in the Michigan market. But currently where we focus very heavily is in the distressed consumer debt and then the business debt environments. As we continue to expand our direct investment platform, we'll be definitely looking to get into the merger acquisition space and beginning to buy up companies. That is definitely going to be a big focus for us going forward. But for right now, and for today's presentation, I think that the main focus of why you're learning about us is primarily our debt advisory platform. So the second side of our business is the debt advisory platform. We run kind of one of the more robust debt advisory platforms here in the United States. What's unique about what we've been able to do is we've been able to kind of bring all the different lending products under one roof. So there's lots of other shops out there that'll just do commercial real estate or just do small business financing or equipment. What we've been able to do is create a platform where we have over 200 registered lenders, and we basically cover the whole platform. We cover commercial real estate, corporate finance, small business, and equipment financing. So jumping in then a little bit, more some of the highlights of our firm. Like I just mentioned, we have over 200 registered lenders. I'll get into kind of the profile of those lenders in a minute. We cover just a whole slew of different product lines. You can kind of read what we have listed here, but everything from unsecured lines of credit to merchant cash advances. That's not a huge part of our business, but we do have all the MCA lenders on our platform. We would obviously much rather try to get a client into a term loan, or something that amortizes monthly, but we do have the MCA products available at our disposal. We also do purchase order financing, inventory financing. Equipment is a big niche for us, accounts receivable financing. And then when it comes to commercial real estate, we have all the different solutions from CMBS loans to agency to hard money and bridge financing. So So our team is currently at 25 managing directors spread out across the United States. All of our directors typically have anywhere from 20 to 40 years of experience, either in the capital markets or banking or commercial real estate. Managing those teams of managing directors, we do have 5 team leaders who kind of run their different teams and divisions. On a monthly basis, we typically close anywhere from 10 to 150 transactions across all of our product lines. And then our sister firm, the Rainstar Marketing, we still I still own that. We still have that. Primarily, we still have a couple of clients that are grandfathered in, that we provide third-party social media and marketing services to. But the majority of our marketing staff primarily serves our managing directors and handles all their different marketing. We'll be going into that a little later in the presentation. So, along with the marketing, we also have been very focused on building out video marketing and webinar marketing across the U.S. As a marketer, I'm a big believer in educational marketing. And so we have over 500 educational marketing videos that have been shot with our directors, and that's a service that we provide for our new directors as well, and those become lead generation videos. So along with our webinars, we've also have built out or in the process of building out 20 different internet lead generation websites. We have just a bunch of different brands that we're building out: Bad Credit Truck Lenders and EquipmentLenderNetwork.com, No Credit Check Credit Line, and a whole host of other ones. And the purpose of those sites are to primarily attract organic traffic and organic lead generation from folks that for example, maybe are looking to purchase a truck, but do have bad credit that can stumble across our website, and then those become leads for our team. So then, like I mentioned, a very very strong social media presence on on LinkedIn. So our lending platform, this is kind of our secret sauce. We've again built a very diverse platform, and a lot of it again is based on relationships. Our platform, while we do have banks on it, it's primarily built off of non-bank lenders. So we have a lot of hedge funds, private equity firms, equipment finance firms, specialty finance firms, pension funds, agency lenders, insurance companies, bridge lenders, and then also fintech lenders. Fintech to us is kind of completely where it's at. I mean, most entrepreneurs want their capital yesterday, and so we've as a company kind of picked up on the fact that fintech and the ability to deliver capital to clients in a very fast and efficient manner is definitely a value add. And so some of our programs we can finance clients in as fast as 4 hours, and that's just it's a beautiful concept, and it's great to have at our disposal, because many of these clients, they need capital and liquidity fairly quickly. So so along with all of our lenders, one of the other things that I think we've done a very good job of doing is we've been able to kind of identify untapped niches, and then take some of our partner lending products and brand them in an effective manner. And so we have some flagship programs, and I think this kind of also separates us. There's lots of groups out there that, of course, have your SBA financing, they have your conventional term bank debt. That's everyone has that, right? What we've been able to do is partner with some of these niche lenders and develop some unique programs, such as our no credit check credit line, our cash credit line, our no credit check, no income check equipment financing. Getting back to the speed component again, our 4-hour equipment funding, our 4-hour business loan, our commercial real estate bridge loans, our business credit card program is very popular. And then some of our our 48-hour biz loan product as well. So so I think it's a good testimony to our ability to identify these niches and identify where the market demand is, and then be able to effectively package our lenders' products into a program that is easily accessible for our clients. So that's a little bit about us as a company. I'd like to transition the conversation now and speak a little bit about our space, right? The capital market space, right? And when you typically look at where our, existing team of directors come from, or, the folks that we're interviewing, they typically kind of come to us from one of five categories, okay? They're either, a formal commercial banker, right? Working, in the banking space. They've worked at some sort of other direct lender, whether it be an AR shop or a fix and flip lender or commercial real estate lender. Third would be, someone that's been in the residential mortgage space that's, sick of Dodd-Frank, who wants to, just do commercial full time. Fourth would be somebody that's, doing similar to our business, running their own shop, running a commercial mortgage broker shop. And then fifth would be somebody that's running their own shop, but focusing on the equipment leasing space. And so when we look at this business, we've obviously played in it and have a lot of relationships in all those different areas. Kind of my message is, there's pros and cons to working in each niche, right? And what we're going to do now is kind of go through some of those pros and cons, and we're going to focus on it from a sales perspective, right? And so if you're in this space and you're out there bringing in transactions and you're looking to provide solutions to your clients, there's kind of some battles, right, that each of those niches have. And that's why, we've kind of, learned those things, and then we've positioned our platform to be one in which that we solve these problems. And so, one of the, I think the major problems is, if you work for a bank or if you work for a direct lender, the problem is you go out and you market, you go to your networking events, you do your business development, and the battle is you can only market one program, okay? And I'm sure if you've been in the capital market space, you understand that not every deal fits that one program, right? And so our message kind of is, different deals need different forms of capital. And by having, kind of all the lenders on our platform, it allows us to become very creative in getting a solution done compared to, talking to, 100, 500 different business owners and having just to market accounts receivable financing, having just to market, one equipment solution, right? And so the second thing then, similar to the first one, is, conservative lending. This really holds true for bankers. I've had many a conversation with a banker who is just absolutely frustrated because they run around town and they meet with all their networking contacts and direct clients and business owners. And, they bring in a deal that looks, halfway decent, only for their chief credit officer or their loan committee, to come in and kill the deal. And that can be very frustrating for, for that business development officer. They've done their job, they've brought the deal in, but again, because of the ability to only push, one or a handful of products, that only fits a certain niche, that they again miss out on, closing the deal, right? A third big problem, doesn't matter if you work for a bank, if you run your own shop, if you work for another lender, is definitely a lack of lead generation, right? To be successful in the space, you have to be able to bring in transactions, right? And so if you don't have effective marketing, if you don't have an effective referral network established, that can be a problem, and that will definitely be a detriment to your success. So another big problem, similar to what I've been mentioning, clients will lose respect for the executive as they can't deliver the solution. Primarily, we see that especially from bankers, if the borrower has bad credit, or if they haven't been in business for 2 years, or if they don't fit the financial ratios, it can be very tough because, the client's expecting a solution, right? So transitioning into number 5, for folks that are running their own show, one of the major battles is just the lack of time, right? As when you're running your own show, you've got to spend all this time, you got to put your marketing hat on, you got to build out your brand presence, you got to, build out your lead generation, you got to go to networking events, you got to hustle, bring a deal. Once you finally bring in a deal, then you got to handle all the underwriting and the processing. Oh, and by the way, you have to build out a bunch of relationships with lenders, right? That's a lot to do for the average person because at the end of the day, there's only so much time, right? The sixth thing then is, if you're running your own shop, sometimes there's a lack of recognition or brand presence. If you're running your own show, there's a heavy amount of cost and social media presence that you've got to effectively build, because otherwise, if you meet with a client, they're going to kind of be like, well, who are you and what have you done, right? And then the final thing is, definitely a lack of lenders, right, to fund the transactions. Again, there's only so much time during the day. How is it that you can go and build, a lending platform of 100 lenders, 200 lenders? That in and of itself is a full-time job. And I kind of joke with folks, if you want to go do it, have fun. It took us 7 years, right? A lot of meetings, a lot of networking events, a lot of flying everywhere, in-person meetings. And again, can you do it? Sure. It's just going to take you a lot of time, money, and energy. So those are kind of some of the main problems that we see in the capital markets. And I think then the overall thing that happens from these problems is you tend to see, folks that are in a sales role or business development officer role, they kind of hop from job to job to job, right? Kind of a revolving door concept. They keep searching for the next great thing or the next best thing. And obviously at different shops, there's benefits, right? But then there's also cons. And so, what we see is people, they want the solution, right? They want to be able to be successful in the capital markets and deliver, solutions to clients and make a lot of money. The battle is they're jumping into roles that are kind of, pigeonholing them or putting them into a box when, what we've kind of been able to do is get rid of that limited box and create, a massive box in regards to bringing the diversity of our, of our lending platform. So what we seek, obviously, and again, we are very focused here at Rainstar on making sure we identify and bring on the right folks. We're definitely not a churn and burn shop. We have zero desire to bring on 50 people and hope that 5 stick. Our focus, and you'll see that by interacting with us, is we go through a multi-round interview process. We have a questionnaire that we want you to fill out. We have you watch a presentation like this. We want to make sure that the folks that we're bringing on, we've done a fair amount of due diligence on, and we know that they're going to be a right fit for this platform, and so that they'll be successful. A lot of the folks on our platform, I wouldn't necessarily say that they're lifers, but they're definitely folks that have been in the space a long time. They've kind of seen, and they've seen all of the things that I just described, right? Maybe they've worked for a bank for many years. Maybe they, then worked and ran their own show for a little while. Maybe they worked for an equipment lender. They've kind of gone through the whole rigmarole, and they've seen the pros and cons of going and working in each of those environments. And I think they're attracted to our platform because of the fact that, again, the lending platform is just so diverse, right? And so what we look for then, when we are interviewing and looking to bring on, someone to represent us, the first thing, of course, is, someone that wants to not run their own show or, build their own brand, but, someone that wants to work within and promote the Rainstar brand, right? Second thing would be obviously leverage, our diverse platform of lending partners. Again, just to kind of, again, hit on that, so many times a client will come in, and most business owners also in real estate, right? So let's say they come to you and they want a quick, $50,000 term loan. While we can get them that, what happens in our world is when they learn, for example, at the business credit card program, or they learn that we can do real estate, all of a sudden they'll say, well, hey, can you refinance our, $2 million building, or, whatever the scenario is. So with our platform and the ability and the fact that we cover, commercial real estate, corporate finance, small business, and equipment financing, that allows us to cross-sell clients, because clients, I think, really enjoy our platform because it's very simply, it's one-stop shopping, right? It's like a restaurant menu of all the different solutions that client would need. And based on their parameters, they make a decision on, which of our programs they want to go into. Okay. Number 3 is not having to handle all the marketing and the branding. Like I mentioned earlier, that's a full-time job in and of itself, right? So the fact that we have our own sister marketing firm, Rainstar Marketing, we have a staff of 7 folks. That's a huge kind of relief for someone who, let's say they're running their own show, for example. Instead of them having to spend all the time writing the copyright and putting the design together and the branding and the brochures and the social media, our team handles all that, for our directors. So number 4, we're looking for individuals that obviously want to leverage our training systems. We're going to go into our director training portal that we've developed. But we are very focused here at Rainstar on training. Number 5, obviously want to grow their book of business through kind of the different mechanisms that I've mentioned. Number 6 is for folks that want to potentially grow a team. of directors, under them, there's the potential, to run a sales team and to kind of build that asset or build that business where you train other folks, and other directors under you and become a team leader, so that there's opportunity for that. And then number 7, I think for the people that are, running their own show, again, there's nothing wrong with running your own show, but there's you're kind of on an island, right? And so we're looking for folks that definitely want to be on a team, right, of industry professionals. And to me, there's kind of a power in what I call strength in numbers, right? And there's also camaraderie, right? All of our directors help each other. What I mean by that is, if someone who's maybe a little more well-versed in commercial real estate brings on an equipment transaction, the great thing is I think we've been able to develop kind of a spirit of cooperation in the sense that you can call up a director who's maybe a little more well-versed in equipment financing and get their professional feedback on how they would structure that transaction, how they would, work with one of our lenders on it. And so, I think there's an important point of the team piece of it. And then finally, folks that want to create a business asset, and financial freedom and or kind of what we would call lifestyle business. This business is one in which you definitely can do that. There's a lot of money to be made, but then there's also the flexibility of time, right? And so we are very focused on teaching our directors on how to do that. So on a daily basis, our directors' responsibilities are kind of as follows from an activity perspective. We expect them to be very active, until they get to the point of where they're hitting their their metrics. But so starting out, we expect them to kind of speak to 20 to 30 people daily. Those folks typically are going to be referral partners and your direct borrowers. We advise pulling at least a minimum 2 applications a day. Obviously, the more applications that you get will lead to the stronger amount of closings. And so from a benchmark perspective, we typically advise our directors to focus on at least 2 a day. And then obviously submit, 2 of those deals into our lenders. And then from there, kind of getting the marketing and the systems approach, we help our directors build out kind of what we call the referral partner list, and then build out a database of their niche client lists, right? And then, excuse me, we expect our directors in their local market to be our representation. And so, we typically advise, doing a lot of different meetings on a daily basis, networking events, staying connected and just building and fostering strong relationships with referral partners, because our referral partners are the ones that that feed us. So then finally, getting a minimum of 40 applications to work on monthly. So so that said, kind of getting into the lead generation model that we typically advise. With myself running the marketing firm, we've obviously advised a lot of folks, a lot of clients in the space last 7 years. And so there's a lot of different ways to market, obviously. There's a lot of different ways to get transactions through the door. We've kind of identified these mechanisms as being kind of the best. And we can go through that a little more in depth. But so if our goal is to obviously get high quality referrals, our goal is to identify borrowers at what we call are in a 10 on the interest level cycle, meaning they're raising their hand, they're sending an application in, they're ready to apply to get financing. And if our goal then is to get 40 deals on a monthly basis to work, the question becomes, how do we do that, right? And so we've built out a platform, as you can see below, that is a combination of our marketing firm doing the marketing for you, but then also the director building out from a sales and referral perspective, other mechanisms that will feed your business so that we can hit those metrics of getting 40 deals on a monthly basis. So without going too much in depth, we've identified kind of as the best mechanisms are for sure LinkedIn. LinkedIn allows you to directly target those exact referral partners and business owners that we would want to be speaking with. Second is strategic partnerships, kind of what we call leverage, right? There's different folks out there, or not folks, but other businesses that have marketplaces of borrowers, right, and clients that we could by partnering with that sphere of influence, we could get access to their marketplace. So we teach our directors how to create these strategic partnerships. And the next one obviously is direct response marketing, telemarketing, pay-per-click, AdWords. When people search out and they see their ads, they can click through, and that captures somebody, right? Because they're looking for financing, right? One of the biggest things that we advise our directors on is bankers. Commercial bankers, vice presidents of commercial lending, some branch managers, your SBA lenders. These are like our number one source of business. So we typically advise in your local market, we want our directors to get 20 to 40 bankers that they're meeting and speaking with, because for the very simple reason of each and every day, bankers are out there doing the same thing we are, right? They are cold calling, they're networking, they're hustling to get in clients for their bank. And as everyone knows, banks can be very conservative in their lending. And so when the deal gets turned down, if you have that relationship, or if our director has that relationship with a banker, it becomes a perfect, we become a perfect referral source, because of the fact that we have all the non-bank lending programs that can help that client, get the liquidity that they need. So the next one is what do we call internet search, different educational webinars, videos, articles. People are searching for financing. They stumble and watch one of our educational videos, and then they reach out to our director from that. And then the big thing that we also teach is kind of what we call our 10 VIP referral partners, or kind of what we call hunters, okay? A hunter is someone that is out there hunting the exact borrower that we want. And so by partnering with them, we can get them to, bring us, the transactions that we desire. So then the final thing is obviously back end, email marketing. Once your database from LinkedIn or your existing network is established, you obviously have to have a mechanism to stay in front of them. So we typically handle the email marketing and keeping our directors up to speed. We have a whole series of content that we post, typically everything from closed transactions to new program updates to different free webinars, and just a nice, friendly, easy way for you to stay connected to your target audience. So again, I've kind of hit on this. I'll kind of go through this quickly. Again, our marketing firm provides for our directors, branded marketing brochures, the video marketing, like I mentioned. LinkedIn is obviously a big piece of it. The educational webinars that we shoot, typically with the directors, I'll come on and I'll shoot those with the director. So there's kind of the back and forth, the moderator, and then the guest speaker, and then email marketing. So along with the marketing, we have built out a new director training portal. Okay, and this portal is fantastic. It was a lot of work to put together, but is essentially a gold mine of training and education for our directors. Our business can be a little overwhelming in the sense that, we are going to market, not just pushing one program, right? We have, 200 plus programs, right? So that can be a little crazy, for lack of a better word, right? So the Director Training Portal is a fantastic tool that all of our directors use. It has over 50 audio and video trainings on it that cover all the different aspects of our business, everything from the mental piece to the sales side to marketing strategy to how to process deals to how to work with our lenders, how to overcome objections, just essentially everything that a director would need on a day-to-day basis. We've shot and created trainings for that. Along with that, the Director Training Center is also the platform where our directors can access all their marketing brochures, right? Via a quick, easy to use download center. Same thing with, applications, right? For someone needs an equipment loan, or if they need an equipment lease, or if they need a term loan, all of our different applications are there in just kind of one easy to use area. Along with that, we also, for every product line, have it broken down, in regards to what types of documentations type of documentation that we'll need. Everything from last 2-year tax returns, last 6 months bank statements, copy of the credit report, a breakdown of the equipment list, whatever the product is, we have it kind of bullet pointed the exact documents that we need to successfully process that that deal. Along with that, we have our different director trainings or our marketing trainings. Then we've also built out a very popular FAQ section, frequently asked questions section. Again, each and every day there's situations that come up, right? I think the FAQ section does a nice job of explaining to the director, how do I handle this? How do I handle a borrower that's very rate conscious? How do I, keep the borrower loyal? How do I deal with this situation, this scenario? that's that's the focus of the the FAQ section. So training from the front end and the director side is very important, and then obviously on the lender side, we're very focused on from a training perspective on that as well. We have recorded over 100 video and audio trainings with our lenders, and so typically our vice presidents of business development, our chief credit officers will come on. And a lot of these videos we've recorded, and we have them in a kind of a library of sorts. And our directors have the ability to access those trainings, and it's awesome. I mean, it's great tools to have so that you can effectively learn our lender programs, so that you can then effectively go to market and provide those solutions. So along with that, we have obviously all of our lenders' loan matrices and marketing brochures available. We bring on our lenders weekly, and we typically will do trainings. We'll have their chief credit officer come on, do underwriting training with us. We'll have their BDO or their vice president of business development come on. And again, we are an extension of our lenders. We are a distribution network for capital, right? And so it is imperative that based on the niche that each of our directors is working in, that they have strong relationships with our lenders, so that they can source the exact transactions that would fit, our lenders, our lenders' portfolios. So also when our lenders come out with new products and programs, we're kind of typically one of the first groups that kind of gets access to those programs, which is really nice. It's kind of hot off the shelf. I actually do a fair amount of advising and consulting with a lot of our lenders. They're kind of always picking my brain, some of our leadership's brain on just how to structure certain products, right? Where we see demand in the marketplace and how a product they're developing could fit that. And then when it comes to identifying and placing your transactions, we provide full support with that. Your team leader will work one-on-one with you to get that deal placed with the right lender. We also, I'll assist at times as well. And starting out with us, we kind of go through and give an educational process to the new director, just in regards to kind of who some of the main, the bigger player lenders are for us. And so we, right out of the gate through the onboard process, and the first couple of weeks, we go through, who those lenders are, and give our new director all their programs. So that essentially kind of covers the platform from a revenue perspective. Our director roles, it's not a salary position. We're looking for folks that want to build a business, right? Our model is kind of very similar to a residential real estate agent model, right? In the sense that we're kind of like a master broker. All of our directors are, 1099 contractors. And then the revenue split that we do is a 50-50 revenue split on all business that the director brings in through business development efforts. Like I mentioned earlier, we support the director with LinkedIn marketing and some of the other different video marketing and the other mechanisms that I've outlined. But from a revenue perspective, everything is pretty much typically 50-50. And the reason we did that is there's other shops out there that run like a 60-40 model, 70-30 model. Again, we want our directors to feel like they're partners in this, and we want them to feel like it truly is, they're building their own business. They're, in a sense, a CEO of a P&L division, right? And, we're here to help. We're here to obviously provide the branding and the solutions, but, we definitely want people that, want to build this thing in the right, the right manner. So along with the 50-50 split, if a director wants to, we will give them leads, okay, from our websites, all the different sites that we have that we've built out the internet traffic for. And from those sites, if somebody wants to work those leads, we pay out 25% of the commission on those deals. The reason for that is, we have a lot more upfront costs, obviously. If we're running pay-per-click ads and such, drive people to our sites and landing pages and getting them to convert, we have, more upfront costs with that. And then second, we're kind of walking the bar through that process, right? I mean, there's a business development component, but, the websites have kind of sped that up. So one of the major things I want to make sure to get across is that in no way, shape, or form for our directors is that mandatory. They do not have to work the leads that come in from the websites. That is totally at their discretion. If they don't want to work those, that's okay. They can just focus on the 50-50 model through, bringing in deals through, the other mechanisms. So, like I said, payouts can either go directly to the, the director and as a contractor, or if they have an existing business, more than happy to pay out the commissions to that business. And then we're very good about paying our directors right away. So the second that we get the money, we understand, business is about cash flow, right? And so we don't wait or pay you once a month. The second we get the funds in, we turn around, typically get a ACH or a wire out to, to our directors. And, a lot of our directors really, really appreciate that. So with that said, that kind of wraps up the presentation. I hope that it's been an educational process for you. I hope this has kind of given you a kind of a peek into our business, kind of what we do, the models and the structures behind it. From a next step perspective, we definitely will need you to get the questionnaire filled out and sent in to us. And like I mentioned earlier, we typically go through a multi-round interview process with our team leaders, with myself. Again, at the end of the day, we really want to make sure that we're bringing on good people. We have just a great thing going here at Rainstar Capital Group. We've been very blessed to attract a lot of high quality talent, but also a lot of high quality talent that are just, generally good people, right? They have, humble attitude, that work hard, and, focus on the spirit of cooperation. And so, with that said, we look forward to getting to know you better and, seeing if this would be a good fit or not. So I thank you for spending the time to, learn more about Rainstar Capital Group.